Welcome back. The fate of Penn State football was announced by the NCAA today. Bill Hood has the details.
The NCAA issued sanctions against Penn State this morning. The sanctions are in response to the release of the Freeh report earlier this month, which described the level of involvement top Penn State officials such as Joe Paterno and Graham Spanier had in the Jerry Sandusky sexual abuse scandal cover-up. The sanctions are divided into two parts, a punitive component and a corrective component. Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, gave a press conference this morning where he stated the sanctions from the NCAA.
With these intentions in mind, the Executive Committee, the Division I Board, and I have agreed upon the following sanctions. First, the NCAA is imposing a fine of $60 million on the university, with the funds to be used to establish an endowment to support programs around the nation that serve the victims of child sexual abuse and seek to prevent such abuse from happening. This amount is the equivalent of 1 year's gross revenue of the football team.
Other punitive components for Penn State University include a ban on postseason games for 4 years, a reduction in the number of grants and aid allowed issued for 4 years, 5 years probation, and vacating all Penn State wins from 1998 to 2011, thus not making Joe Paterno the winningest coach in college football. The corrective components include several different parts as well.
The NCAA is requiring the university to adopt the formal reforms delineated in Chapter 10 of the Freeh report, particularly Section 5.0. Additionally, the association is requiring Penn State to enter into an athletic integrity agreement with the NCAA and the Big Ten Conference.
Appointing an independent athletics integrity monitor was also included in the sanctions. Emmert also said he didn't want the sanctions to just be a punishment.
Our goal is not to be just punitive, but to make sure the university establishes an athletic culture and daily mindset in which football will never again be placed ahead of educating, nurturing, and protecting young people.
WYLN talked to many different people about their opinions on the sanctions and got a range of reactions.
I think the punishments aren't really going to where they should be going. They're hurting the kids. I mean, there's 10 less scholarships per year for these kids. The kids that are currently in the football program, I mean, what do they have to play for now? You know, you're not going to be able to be ranked. You're not going to be able to go to a bowl game. It's really disappointing. The punishment wasn't meted to the people that really deserve the punishment.
I think banning some of the games, probably the amount of games that they did was not justified, but I also think taking down the statue was probably a justified thing. I think that Penn State should be held responsible for some of the actions that they did.
Well, the sanctions basically something had to be done, but it's just too bad for the students that are enrolled there and are in the football program and now have to go and look for other positions in other universities.
Penn State President Rodney Erickson said today in a statement that Penn State accepts the penalties and corrective actions announced today by the NCAA. With today's announcement and the actions it requires of us, the university takes a significant step forward. New Penn State head coach Bill O'Brien also released a statement today stating, "I will do everything in my power to not only comply, but help guide the university forward to become a national leader in ethics, compliance, and operational excellence. I knew when I accepted the position that there would be tough times ahead, but I'm committed for the long term to Penn State and our student athletes." The full NCAA sanctions report can be read on www.ncaa.com. For WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Bill Hood.